Winston-Salem isn't exploding, and that's exactly why it will thrive. While nearby cities sit in traffic and deal with prices running ahead of incomes, Winston-Salem keeps winning through slow, steady, and sustainable growth. And I've been in real estate for 22 years, which I know I can't possibly be that old, but I guess I am. And today, I'm breaking down 5 structural reasons this city is set up to dominate the next decade. And I've saved the most important one for last, so please stick around. Reason number 1, Winston-Salem sits in the path of forced North Carolina growth. First things first, there's a massive price gap between us and the other big cities in the state. Right now, Winston-Salem's median home price sits between the high 2s and low 3s. Charlotte and Raleigh are significantly higher, and that gap is pushing buyers here, whether we market the city or not. Now, here's where the daily advantage kicks in. The average drive to work is 15 minutes. That is way below the national average. Over a year, that means you spend about 20 to 25 hours in your car compared to nearby cities. That's roughly half of a work week of your life back. And here's what I'm saving for last: the data on why people stay here long term. That one number changes how you think about this entire market. Now, Winston-Salem also connects perfectly to the rest of the triad. Greensboro is about 30 miles away, roughly a 40-minute drive typically with our lack of traffic. So you can live here with lower costs, but still reach those regional jobs in Greensboro and High Point. Our cost of living is about 9 to 12% lower than the national average. And housing is a huge part of that. Right now, we have about 3 months of homes for sale, so things are moving towards a very fair and balanced market. Buyers actually have time to check things out instead of dealing with this crazy stress you see in some of these other cities and other markets. This is forced demand, not just hype. People are coming here because the other options stopped making sense. But that only matters if there's something strong holding the city up. And that's what leads perfectly into what actually anchors the city. But first, if you're watching this and you're thinking Winston-Salem might actually fit what you're looking for, I'd love to help you figure that out further. I can give you the real view on which neighborhoods match your life and your budget. My contact information is in the description right here. All right, let's keep going. Reason number 2. Winston-Salem is backed by durable jobs, not trend chasers. I joke with people all the time. Charlotte wouldn't exist if Winston hadn't turned everything down first. It's a true story. I do say that all the time. See, back in the day, Winston-Salem was where the wealth of the state was concentrated. The city chose sustainable, measured growth over maximum expansion. That foundation still holds today. Healthcare anchors this economy. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist employs more than 20,000 people system-wide. It's the largest employer in Forsyth County by a pretty significant margin. We've got a level 1 trauma center serving Western North Carolina and the surrounding areas, plus one of the few level 1 pediatric trauma programs in the entire state. And all of that sits inside of a full academic medical center tied to Wake Forest School of Medicine. And on top of that, Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist Comprehensive Cancer Center is an NCI designated approved hospital. That puts it among just 3 in North Carolina and only 57 in the entire country. Then you've got Novant Health Forsyth Medical Center, which brings in thousands of more jobs and ranks as one of the largest and most advanced hospitals in the region. And the key here is both systems are expanding. They're investing in new facilities and services, not pulling back. Regional projects suggest roughly 22,000 new jobs by 2032, with healthcare leading at nearly 7,000 positions. But wait until we get to the Suburban data. The investor ownership percentage in this market's going to change how you think about long-term stability. Now, beyond healthcare, Winston-Salem is home to some major corporate players. Truist is a top 10 U.S. commercial bank by assets, and its headquarters are now located in Charlotte. They used to be here, but it still keeps a strong presence here in the Winston-Salem area after the BB&T merger. Hanes Brands keeps its global headquarters in Winston-Salem and is moving that headquarters into a newly renovated building downtown. Reynolds America is also headquartered downtown on North Main Street. You've also got Wells Fargo running regional operations here, and Inmar Intelligence has its headquarters right inside the Innovation Quarter. Now, let me tell you about the Innovation Quarter, because this tells the growth story very well. This 330-acre biotech district sits in a former tobacco warehouse downtown. It's got the Wake Forest School of Medicine campus, biomedical research facilities, and tech startups. The region ranks among the top 10 fastest growing for life sciences nationally, and Phase 2 expansion is already underway. We're talking up to 2.7 million square feet of clinical lab, office, and residential space. That's 430 new residential units and 15 acres of new green space. The $25 million infrastructure work is pretty much complete, and vertical construction is moving forward. The city also ranked 4th nationally for food manufacturing desirability last year. Garner Foods makes Texas Pete right here, put it on everything. Dewey's Bakery, Purple Crow. So the people are healthcare professionals, university staff, researchers, and families with stable income. That creates consistent housing demand and slower, steadier price movement. Stability outlasts hype every single time. But stability also requires discipline in how a city grows. And that's where Winston-Salem really separates itself. Reason number 3, growth has been controlled, not reckless. While other Sunbelt cities sprinted into condo towers and investor-heavy luxury supply, Winston-Salem did the opposite. Adaptive, reuse, gradual infill, mixed-use improvement without density overload. Historic tobacco warehouses became the Innovation Quarter. Former industrial buildings have been turned into lofts, and housing added without losing the character. In late 2024 and mid-2025, the city and county formally adopted Forward 2045, the new comprehensive plan that replaces Legacy 2030 as the official guide for growth. Here's the deal with how this plan works. It establishes 5 growth management areas. GMA 1 covers downtown and village centers with dense, mixed-use, pedestrian-oriented development. GMA 2 focuses on urban neighborhood build before 1950, encouraging infill while maintaining walkable grid patterns. GMA 3 covers post-war suburban developments, prioritizing infrastructure improvements and connectivity as these areas evolve. And stay with me, because when we get to why people actually stay in Winston-Salem, I'll show you exactly how this planning philosophy connects to a retention number that reframes everything. But you need this context first. So here's the discipline that matters. GMA 4, the future growth area lacking utilities, explicitly discourages development until infrastructure plans exist. GMA 5 are rural areas. Stay low density and agricultural. The philosophy is to keep our rural areas rural. The city prioritizes infrastructure that can be supported before extending services into areas, frankly, that can't handle it. Forsyth County is almost fully built out, so they're adapting. They're allowing duplexes in some single-family zones, converting underused parking lots to residential, and turning former industrial buildings into lofts. Fiscal management backs this up as well. Forsyth County conducts property tax reappraisals every 4 years, which is twice as frequently as state law requires. The 2025 reappraisal showed a 51% average increase in values, but the county lowered the tax rate to 53.52 cents per $100 to ease the the impact. See, combined property tax runs around 1.1 to 1.2 for a home in the mid-threes. Annual taxes run around $3,300 to tops $4,000. The median homeowner's estimated increase was roughly $120 annually. Cities that don't overbuild avoid the worst corrections. That restraint pays dividends later. And when you combine controlled growth with who's actually buying in the suburbs, you start to see why this market holds up differently. Reason number 4, suburban expansion is family-driven, not investor-driven. Here's a number that changes everything. Investor ownership in Winston-Salem is less than 1%. Compare that to a market like Charlotte or Phoenix, where institutional buyers have dominated the inventory. That single percentage explains why the suburban growth here looks completely different. Clemens, Louisville, Paughtown are growing for very practical reasons. Families want space, schools matter, and buyers can still afford to settle without stretching. Let me break down the numbers. See, Clemens is about 15 minutes from downtown via I-40. Has median prices in the low 400s. Redfin reports closer to $430, Zillow around $380. That range reflects diversity from older startup homes to newer, more luxurious construction. Year-over-year appreciation runs around 24%. Days on market sit around 50. It's organic demand, not a frenzy. Louisville has medians in the low 400s with substantial appreciation driven by full build-out status in desirable neighborhoods. See, limited supply plus genuine family demand equals appreciation that holds, and days on market are around a month. Paughtown, home to Reagan High School, maintains prices in the mid-threes with steady stability. When investors control a market, you get shorter ownership cycles and prices swinging on Wall Street sentiment. When families dominate, you get longer ownership, stronger resale floors, and less volatility. School performances reinforce this pattern. Reagan High School ranks number 3 among Forsyth County public high schools and 53 statewide with a 96% graduation rate. West Forsyth High School earns a strong academic marks overall, landing roughly in the top 10 to 20% of schools across North Carolina with a graduation rate of 94%. Atkins Academic and Technology High ranks among the top schools in North Carolina, with 99% graduation rate, putting it in the top 1% statewide. Families who move for schools typically stay 10 to 15 years. That creates a stable tax base and values that hold through cycles. And then there's Tanglewood Park in Clements, a huge 1,100-acre park with 2 championship-level golf courses, an aquatic center, and water slides with a tube river running all the way around it, more than 11 miles of trails, horse stables, 2 stocked lakes, and a brand new 23,000 square foot clubhouse that just opened up last year. What would I do if this were my home? I'd be at Tanglewood constantly. That's the kind of amenity you'd expect from a high-end private club, but it's available to everyone. So, when families drive growth, values hold up. But here's what really ties all of this together. I saved this for last because it's the factor that ties everything together. See, when I moved here in 2009, I thought I'd save for a couple of years. Over 17 years later, I'm still here. And I see it consistently with my clients. People arrive for a job at Wake Forest Baptist or the universities thinking it's a temporary thing. Then they realize this place rocks. Here's the number. 67% of Winston-Salem homebuyers are already local residents staying within the metro. People remain. They upsize, they downsize, they relocate within one area instead of leaving. The retention compounds demand better than attraction ever frankly could. The city works day to day. Remember that 15-minute average commute from earlier? That's not just a number. That's picking up your kids from school without stress, which I actually have to do here shortly. The cost of living aligns with what people earn here. The pace is definitely slower than Charlotte or Raleigh, but it isn't boring, and the city hasn't lost its identity. See, Forward 2045 explicitly prioritizes retaining a sense of charm and hospitality while providing world-class amenities. That's baked right into the planning documents. Old Salem Museums and Gardens showcases Moravian heritage dating back to 1766. Cobblestone streets, historic trades demonstrations, Winkler Bakery operating since 1807. That connection to history creates a sense of place that newer Sunbelt cities, well, they just don't have. The downtown brewery scene has exploded. Incendiary Brewing is in a restored power plant with this family-friendly coal pit outdoor space. We sponsor their summer concerts that are awesome. Foothills is the original craft pioneer here, and I believe consumed all over the country. Wise Man sits in a 1920s warehouse and brings in live music. Fiddlin' Fish is a go-to for the outdoor crowd. Joymongers focuses on barrel-aged beers, and lesser-known brewery, pretty cool name, has phenomenal European-inspired, delicious, brewed on-the-spot beer. And all of these spots end up working like community hubs. The city's investing in the next decade. The Stevens Center is undergoing an $80 million renovation. The Muse History Museum is opening in the summer of 2026. The Grounds, which is a 100-acre mixed-use district near the Coliseum area, is targeting a completion in late 2027. You know, a lot of markets experience churn. People move in, stay briefly, and leave for the next thing. Winston-Salem works differently. The structural advantages we've covered, the price positioning, the durable jobs, the controlled growth, and the family-driven suburbs all feed into this retention, easy life. People stay because the city delivers on what it promises. When I first moved here, side note, I thought people were a bit, I don't know what the right word is, arrogant, cocky about the city. And now, 17 years later, I realize, I think the word is pride. People do take great pride in the city, and they kind of like that it's a secret. Not sure how much longer the secret shall remain. So that whole idea of Winston-Salem isn't booming, it's correct. And that's exactly why it works. The city avoids boom-bust cycles, speculative bubbles, overpriced entry points where you're buying at the absolute peak. Winston-Salem wasn't the wealth of the state by accident. The foundation was built deliberately. The growth here has been slow and sustainable by design, and that's why it keeps working year after year. Winston-Salem's advantage comes from the direction it's chosen to take. That discipline is rare, and it's exactly why values here hold when other markets correct. So, if you're ready to see which neighborhoods actually match your budget and lifestyle before the spring inventory goes crazy, email me today. I'll send you a personalized breakdown within 48 hours. And I've linked my video on everything new and coming soon to Winston-Salem. We're talking over $1 billion in projects. They're going to reshape the entire city. I'll see you on the next one, I hope. Thanks so much for watching.